This oppression that I'm experiencing, yes. Mm. There's the right of myself to obligate you to enforce the laws. See, in my own self-defense, yeah. The use of force to protect oneself, one's family, or one's property from a real or threatened attack, yes. Generally, a person is justified in using a reasonable amount of force in self-defense if he or she reasonably believes that the danger of bodily harm is imminent and that force is necessary to avoid this danger. Yes. Now, I consider it a very real danger of bodily harm for you to refuse to enforce my rights as a citizen. Now, you can't have fake victims. Yes. The individual has to be the petitioner. You can't have the fake perpetrators of crime. The individual has to be the respondent. Yes. You can't decide that you're going to use fraudulent mental health evaluations. Yes. So as to put somebody in jail for 27 days because you refuse to exonerate them. In my own self-defense, yes, I'm making sure that it's understood, yes, that what I can do is I can sue you, yes, for all of your assets, yep, for restitution, and any and all victims' resources and rights. And for you to refuse to acknowledge that, well, it obstructs my right to self-defense. Now, Sheriff, yeah, I want my sons today and I want to speak to Marilyn. And the fraud of these mental health evaluations, yes, where you were going to use some psychotic, psychotropic, whatever their mental illness might be, that they would think it's funny playing the part of those that are victimized, yes, or playing the part of the perpetrator of the victimization. Both parties involved in each of these arrests have some serious mental problems. There should be some constraints of the idea, yeah, that as long as I pay, you'll do what I say. Yes. Now, somebody thought that, too. As long as you pay, I will do what you say, no matter what it is. Yes. Now, see this order for protection that was issued? Right. I was served in the Squim Public Library. Yes. And the individual wasn't a sheriff, was he? No. Somebody paid him to do it. And as long as he got paid, he did what they said. Yes. Now, I actually have the right to sue that person. And then the idea of you serving someone other than the respondent? Yes. hmm You can't do that. It's against the law to do that. Now, you're keeping from me the right to have arrested all of the fake actors and actresses of each of the crimes that you've accused me of doing. Yes. And in that, I have the right to sue the psychiatric profession and the individuals that have any knowledge of this. Yes. Because they have an obligation to make sure that their profession is not being used to conceal your crime. Yes. Of, well, devouring, oppressing those that are defenseless. Oh, could you get me all those attorney oaths that says oppressed and defenseless, as in I do not have the ability to defend myself because of your crime. Now, for every psychiatric evaluation, psychologist and counselors, yep, of every attorney, every judge, and every justice in this nation, I want to know the professionals, yes, that have prescribed, yes, any mental illness or mental defect pharmaceuticals, yes, for every justice in every Supreme Court in every state for the last 50 years. Now, for the individuals that are sitting on the bench right now, yeah, if you've been taking a little antidepressant, yeah, I'm saying that you're unfit to be in court. Now, I've emailed those. Give me your psychiatrist. And all the counseling that you've had to have. Because I'm sitting here defenseless. Because sheriffs in every county don't want to do anything. Yeah. Knowing that I emailed you, Pooch. Knowing that I emailed you in November of 2016. See, defendant is not ordered into a competency restoration treatment. Yeah. Well, as the named defendant, I wasn't in Jefferson County. As the named defendant, I didn't email any co-workers of Heidi Budnick. Now, you should have been obligating restoration treatment, yes, for the individual that committed the crime. And if it's found that the person that said I was there, the alleged victim Heidi Lee Budnick, yes, wasn't the petitioner, yes, you need to arrest that person too, and they need to be evaluated. Now, uh, I'm not going to spend my life, yes, waiting for you, to just make up some bullshit excuse about why you have to do another mental health evaluation. Well, there's self-determination. Yeah. This is a different approach, right? The right of each culturally homogeneous country to constitute an independent state. Yeah. Now, see, right of self-determination for peoples. Oh, the political origin of the modern concept of self-determination can be traced back to the Declaration of Independence of the United States of America on the 4th of July of 1776. Oh, which proclaimed that government derived their just powers from the consent of the governed. Well, as one of the individuals that is not consenting to how you've been governing me, yes, what's to say that I well, right of self-determination for peoples. Now, I'm thinking, yes, that when it's a fake victim, yes. How did you, right of self-determination? Yeah. Let's say that the state Supreme Court disagrees with me, and I decide to remove this state's constitution, yes, and each and every state's constitution for their enforcement of your fraud of mental health evaluations. You'd say I can't do it, but I think I can. Now, if you could get me every psychiatrist in every state of the United States, if you could get me every board certified medical specialist, yeah, I'm thinking that not only are they mandatory reporters that know about child abuse, yeah, right of self-determination. They know about child neglect, child exploitation. Yeah. They know about my sons having been taken from me without any due process. Yes. Because of the court's abuse of mental health evaluations. Maybe RIGHT, rights of management, right to know, right of way. Yeah. Right of search. Right to family integrity. Right of privacy. What prescriptions have you been taking?